Hey guys, sorry, I'm trying to get used to recording things this way, but I wanted to show you why I made the video about why my garden will not be going back in the ground this year. This will be my third grow season where I have not been able to get anything in the ground, and it's been because we've had so much rain in the spring and no sunlight. So I want to show you what's happening with the plants. Um, Now, I'll explain as best I can why the plants look like they do. Let me start with the corn. Okay, so it's right here. And as you can see, its tray is full. Been coming out every day and emptying it. You see the one empty bucket, the one died. I did have 5 other buckets to go in the ground, so I would have roughly 10 corn. And I'm down to 4, and as you can see, those 2 are not going to survive. I just haven't had the heart to pull them out. This one here is actually going to produce 1 stalk of corn. It's actually going to be able to do it. So this one here is, even though seeded, it's not going to produce anything, I don't think. My bell pepper plant was twice as big when I brought it out here. That's this plant right here. And this one bell pepper, well, there we go. This bell pepper here was already on here. And as you can see from where it had flowered, it was going to produce some more bell peppers. Since it's been outside, those have died off. So I still only have the one. There was one other bell pepper, but it has since died. The cucumbers are, their tray has got a crack in it from the weather, so it's been draining out pretty good, but it's all real small. It's half of the size it should be because we've had so much cloud cover, as you can see. I mean, it looks like a beautiful sunny day, but lots of cloud cover again. Now my strawberries, they're loving this kind of weather. They're not heavily producing anything, but they are flowering. And of course that's my coffee, and I didn't expect it to really grow. And of course these are the corn I expect to die soon, but I work so hard to help them live. To watch them die off is sad. This one was vibrant and healthy in the house and flowering by the time I got it out here. And no, we had no freezes or anything like that. I waited. I've kind of got the hang of that change, seasonal change here. Only problem is this spring has been so wet and dry, or not wet and dry, wet, and temperatures are varying like crazy, anywhere from 60 to 80 degrees. And this is actually unusual in our region, at least for the last 5 years. This tomato plant is struggling. It was already about half the size of what you see now when I brought it out. So it has grown, but as you see, it's very pale. Its leaves are not healthy, and of course it's got a ton of water. My sage, I've had this sage working on 2.5 years now, and this is the worst I've seen it get. Now I have a batch out front that I was trying to see if it would make it back. That has barely survived, so I don't know if I'll be able to plant this with it. My strawberries, like I said, they're doing good. They're liking it. And my watermelon said, nope, not going to grow. 8 seeds won't grow. There's 8 seeds in that pot. Only one was able to come up. These, I think, might turn out to be my bell peppers, but they kind of look like the grass. Yeah, we got a wasp enjoying the water. Now this plant, I decided I was going to bring it out because it was a mature adult plant and would not struggle as bad as the seedlings or the baby plants. So I brought this one out. It had been producing all winter beautiful, delicious tomatoes in the house. Now, the tomatoes that come off it, as you see, some are ripening that I need to take off. But they're tough. They don't have the robust, delicious flavor that they had in the house. And look at these leaves, they're struggling. And it gets plenty of water because we've had so much rain. And it's producing tough fruit. And the only reason that I can explain it, that it's putting out the rough fruit, is because whatever's outside, that it won't let me grow outside anymore. And there's my potatoes. Now, I've grown this way several times. You don't get a big production of potatoes. But what you get are delicious small potatoes. And if I have a bunch in the house that I'm waiting for them to sprout a little bit more, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to put them in the ground. So, as you can see, my potential garden has already been devastated. We're in prime spring. It's really sad because I'm really afraid if I put like my cantaloupes in the ground, if we continue having this much. Now, see, I have a lot of trees to contend with, and the areas where I plant these are specific so they get the most sunlight. But the way it's been, that's no place. There hasn't been any place in a month for these to go in the ground, and the other ones have died off. So, for all you conspiracy theorists about the weather changes and what's happening with our climate, you're right. I absolutely believe 100% now, because I'm seeing it devastate my own food crop. And it's just a small one for me and my husband, because buying groceries, to buy healthy food, I have to add some lettuce, tomatoes, some carrots, maybe a few bell peppers or corn. I got to pay an arm and a leg, and it's not worth it anymore. So I've been trying to come up with it on my own, because, I got an old body I got to take care of. And I remember food that tasted, oh my gosh, when I eat one of my tomatoes, the flavor it just dances on the tongue. You want to eat a whole bunch of them, but you hold off for some reason, like, if I don't, I won't have some for later kind of thinking. Anyway, here's my kitty cat. That is Miss Flower. She's just enjoying her nice weather. See how cloudy it got again? There's the sun. So, yeah, I definitely see what's happening, and this is criminal. I should be looking at it by next fall, an abundant crop of food. Instead, I'm getting plants that can't produce anything, and they're dying off. And see all this red here that you see? This is sweet corn, and that's the sugars. All that red is where it's flushing sugars, and it's way too soon for the plant to begin flushing its sugars. Without those sugars, I don't get delicious corn on the cob. I get a piece of cardboard. So that's about the extent of it, guys. Okay, I have ranted and ranted enough, and it is a nice enough day temperature-wise to be outside. They're calling for about 3 days of pretty good rain coming in, so yeah, I'm going to end up having to bring some of these plants in so they can survive. That's awful. I live in an area, look at this area. Look around my property. It's woods, forest, life, life, life. I've got more fallen trees than I've seen in the whole 4 years I've been here. And yeah, it's not good. Whatever they're doing, it ain't good. And I see them flying over my land and my state a lot. Now, government says it ain't them doing it, but Pentagon says, well, yeah, it is kind of the government doing it, because Pentagon is part of the government. And people seem to forget that it is not a private entity. All of its funding comes from you and me. So this is what we're funding. This is what we're funding. I wish you guys better luck than me here.